Hi guys, Aka here. So we want to take a look at Matsunaga Hisahide, the latest range general to be added to the game. And this guy is very unique in his own right. Because, for one thing, he appears to be a reinforcing general. Yeah, Evony have gone out of their way to give us a range general for reinforcing, which is cool. And actually, while we are here on the topic of reinforcing, I actually prepared a line for this, okay? Hang on for a second. Let me get into character. Okay. Washi engumo kuru no jae. Apparently, that's how my friend taught me how to say the thing in Japanese. So, for anyone that speaks Japanese, please tell me in the comments if what I said is correct, or at least tell me if I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone, okay? Anyway, we're going to look at this general, right? See exactly what he can do, see how good he is against the other generals that we have in the game, and, have a sense of where he stands, and if he's a general that people should be looking to get or not. Now, of course, with that being said, in this Fireworks Festival event, if you're planning on getting anything, I really suggest that you do it with Paxify, okay? Whether that be, getting stuff for general tokens, for the Revelry Carnival, whatever it is, Paxify would make your coining during this event a lot easier and a lot less hassle. So, if you're interested in that and you haven't checked them out before, I have the links and everything that you need down in the description of the video. Check out Paxify, give them a go. Alrighty, so we have Matsunaga here. Now, before we hop right in, I want to point out something that is gonna influence the way we're doing this review. If we look at, let's say, his specialty, for example, all right, we look at the first one, it's fine. The second one is fine. The third one is fine. And we look at the fourth one and we see reinforcing stats. All right, we also look at his ascension. We look at the third ascension. We look at the fifth ascension. We can see some reinforcing stats in there. And as you well know, reinforcing stats don't exactly combine with regular attacking or vanilla stats. So what we're going to do is that for each section, we're going to give the stats for Matsunaga regular, okay? So vanilla, regular, attacking. And then we're going to have the stats for reinforcing, okay? And we see the difference between the two. Right, so here we go. Now, for his main skill, he gets 60% attack, 60% defense, and 45% HP. Okay, that's on both sides, regular and reinforcing. Okay, and it's important to note that he's a when leading the army general. All right, that kind of makes sense. So, yes, versatility is there, but, you understand what we're talking about. Now, we move on to his specialties. And by the time we take his specialties and put everything together, Matsunaga comes out with 30% attack, 20% defense, and 10% HP. Okay, that's on the regular side. However, on the reinforcing side, he comes out with 85% attack, 75% defense, and 65% HP. A considerable difference there. And that's largely because of that fourth specialty that he has in there. Now, we move to his ascension. And by the time we take his ascension and put all the stats together, Matsunaga gets 30% attack, 50% defense, and 45% HP on the regular attacking side. Okay? Attacking, vanilla, whatever you want to call it, on the regular side. On the reinforcing side, he gets 130% attack, 50% defense, and 85% HP. Now, when you put Matsunaga's stats together, he comes out with a total of 120% attack, 130% defense, and 100% HP on the regular side. On the reinforcing side, however, he comes out with a total of 275% attack, 185% defense, and 195% HP. Okay, Now, we take a second and make a pause here. And you can really see the difference in what I'm talking about with this general, right? Like, you can see it, right? So, I mean, this is basically why we had to do this breakdown like this, so that the picture is clear for everyone. Alrighty, now, let's compare him to some of the other generals that we have. For regular attacking, we put Matsunaga up against the top range attacking generals that we have. And, yeah, it's not even a contest. Like, I mean, it's not, like, do we really need to go through this? I mean, you can see it, right? Okay. So, Matsunaga, not particularly great on the pure attacking side. Now, we want to compare his stats for reinforcing. And in this comparison, we kind of need to exclude the pure attacking range generals from this comparison. Okay? So, we are only going to be comparing him with when leading the army generals. And these are the when leading the army generals that we are comparing Matsunaga with. And he's blowing them out of the water. Okay, you can see that for a reinforcing general, his stats are extremely good. Like, unreasonably good. Like, outrageously good. Is there any other thing I can come up with? Extraordinarily good. Superlatively good. Outstandingly good. Okay, I'll stop now. But yes, that's Matsunaga for you. Okay? Right, now, let's move on and look at other parts of, this general stuff. So, we go to look at his covenant. We have his covenant here, and these are the generals that he needs for his covenant. Okay? It's an all-Japan thing. For the generals, I don't think this is a difficult selection to get. Maybe you might have some difficulty with Akechi, but for the other two, I think you should be able to get them pretty much okay. So, in terms of the general selection, I think this is all right. Now, we look at the covenant stats themselves, and we can see a pattern there. More reinforcing stats, okay? So, yeah, that kind of reinforces the idea, pun intended, of course, of what to use this general for. So, yeah, that's pretty much the covenant for you there. He's got some march size in there, which is cool. We'll talk a bit more about that later. But all in all, for the general itself, okay covenant. So, we want to go ahead and take a quick look at Matsunaga's compatibility. Alright, and first off, we start off with the compatibility with skill books. So, we have it here. We'll just filter for range. Okay, range troop. Let's check out range attack. Range attack is good. Let's check out range defense. Range defense is good. Range HP is also good as well. Okay, so we take all of these off and we come and look for march size. Here we have march size. March size is good as well. So, Matsunaga Hisahide can take all the range books that we have in the game. Okay, good stuff. Now, we want to take a look at his compatibility with other generals. So, the first general that we're going to look at him with is Amos. And unfortunately, as you can see, Amos and Matsunaga are not compatible. Okay, this doesn't work. Alright, so the next general that we're going to check his compatibility with is Visconti. And we can also see that Matsunaga and Visconti are not compatible. That's a bit of a weird one. All right, let's check another general, Gonzalo. And we can see that Matsunaga and Gonzalo are compatible. Good stuff. We check with one more general, James Cook. And we can see that Matsunaga and James Cook are compatible. And of course, for all you smart and keen-eyed people that have been watching this and noticed it, you will notice that all the generals I checked so far are when leading the army generals. Okay, so for Matsunaga, I think his compatibility is, he's a bit picky. You need to really check the general that you want to pair him with beforehand so that you can ensure that they are compatible, because it doesn't look like he pairs with everyone, okay? There seem to be quite a few exceptions. So, if you want to check that, just hop into the general simulation. You can check his compatibility with any general in the game. Alrighty, so we've been looking at him as the main general. let's take a quick look at how he does as the assistant. So these are the stats for Matsunaga as assistant, okay? And I have split them into two parts. The first one is for regular attacking use, and the second one is for reinforcing use. So we look at him as a regular assistant. Yeah, those stats are not great. Okay, those stats are not good at all. Like, they're really not good. I don't think there's really all that much to say about that there. Now we look at the stats for reinforcing. Okay, the stats for reinforcing, yeah, they're looking a bit more decent. However, the problem that he has is the march size. And you note, 10% march size as an assistant compared to some of the other people that we have, not great. All right, not great. So call a spade. Anyway, we've taken a good look at Matsunaga Hisahide. We've looked at him as the main general. We've looked at him as the assistant. And to give a verdict on Matsunaga Hisahide, it's really a tale of two worlds. If you're looking at him as an attacking general, I give him a C-. That's where he is right now. If you're looking at him as a general for reinforcing, he gets the A+. And that is honestly the story with this general. Okay? Now, part of the reason why he kind of survives and gets a C- as opposed to a D is because of his march size. Right? When you're using him as the main general, he gets 23% march size. And for the current crop of generals that we have, you can see that Matsunaga's 23% is actually pretty good. So yes, all in all, this is how I would score the general. Now, if you were following me throughout the entire video and you got to the part of the assistant, I probably don't need to tell you this, but there's no point using this guy as an assistant. Okay? He's not good as an assistant. Whether you're using him for pure attacking or for reinforcing, he's not good. 10% march size as an assistant, even on the reinforcing, you have better options. You have several better options. So yeah, there's really no need to use him as an assistant. But again, I'll stress it. If you're using him as the main general for reinforcing, he's magnificent. Subarashi, as my Japanese friend taught me again as well. So the question that some people will want to ask now is this general worth getting? And let me break it down for you like this. If you are someone that has a dedicated reinforcing march, okay, you are pretty much advanced in the game, you have, a decent amount of troops, generals, all that kind of stuff. If you can afford to get this guy, get this guy. Because when it comes to reinforcing specifically, there is no other general better than this guy in the game. And there might not be for a while because, reinforcing is a kind of a tough thing. So if you're that kind of person and you can get the general, go ahead and get him. If you're not, but you want to become that kind of person and you have the stuff to get the general now, go ahead and get the general. Otherwise, don't bother. Get one copy of the general, stash it in your inventory, go and do other stuff. Okay? Now, if, let's say, for example, you were looking for a general that you could use for attacking and also reinforcing, here is a general review I did on one such a general. You can check it out and see. Maybe that might broaden your horizons if you're in the market looking for a reinforcing general. That's it for me, guys. Thank you very much. Aka signing out.